Abigail Hannaford-Ricardi, Children's Coordinator here at First Unitarian Church of Worcester. Do you know the Easter story? Well, today I'm going to tell the Easter story using these eggs. Today's story comes from our Judeo-Christian source of Unitarian Universalism, the New Testament and the Bible. Here is the road. On this road, every year, Jews would travel to Jerusalem. They went there for the Passover feast. On this particular year, there was a man who was being followed by a large crowd of people. His name was Jesus. When he got close to the city, he asked his disciples to fetch him a donkey. Now, in those days, wealthy, important people would ride on camels or horses. But Jesus chose to ride on a donkey. As he got closer to the city, the crowds grew. Many people had heard of him. Some people called him a king. When they saw him, they yelled out, "Hosanna in the highest!" and they laid down palm leaves in front of him to make way. But some people did not trust him. They felt threatened by him. These were the Romans in power at the time. Some of them plotted to kill Jesus. His disciples warned Jesus of this, and so that night, instead of celebrating with the large crowd, they held the Passover Seder in an upper room with just the 12 disciples. Jesus held up the bread of affliction, the matzah, and said, "Eat this in memory of me." He held up the fruit of the vine, the wine, and he said, "Drink this in memory of me." Then Jesus filled a bucket with water and took a towel and washed each of the disciples' feet. After the dinner, they went out into the garden to sleep, but one of his disciples snuck away. Judah betrayed him for 30 pieces of silver and brought the guards back to arrest Jesus. Jesus was found guilty and sentenced to death. To mock him, he was made to wear a crown of thorns because people had called him a king. And he was made to carry his own cross, on which he was crucified. After he died, he was taken off the cross, and Joseph wrapped him in a linen cloth and laid him in a cave, which was a tomb. They rolled a giant stone in front of the tomb so that it would be sealed shut. But the following Sunday, when Mary Magdalene came to the tomb, she found that the stone had been rolled away. And Jesus' body was gone. The tomb was empty. An angel of the Lord came to them and said, "Do not look for Jesus among the dead, for I tell you, he is with you. He is risen." And so they told the other disciples, and they went forth and they spread the news of Jesus' rebirth and of his teachings, and they spread it to others. And these people called themselves Christians. And every year, to this day still, Christians around the world celebrate Easter and remember the story of how Jesus was raised from the dead. And now we have some time for some wondering questions. So I wonder what Jesus thought when people called him a king. I wonder if any of you have ever felt betrayed by a friend. I wonder which part of this story you think is most important. Happy Easter. See you next time.